We are here with Fabian Taylor, Rosario Hariott. Fabian Taylor, former player of Harbour View now, assistant coach. Rosario Hariott, a player for Harbour View for some 2 years now. All right, we're starting off with Fabian Taylor, who has transited from a player to a coach. Fabian Taylor, what has it been like being a coach now at Harbour View?
Making the transition from a player to a coach is really smooth. It's going well. Like I said, I've been doing some coaching work before for some years now with the Newland Football Club over there in Portmore, the Major League. Been working as well with some youths, under 13, under 14s as well. So the transition from a player to a coach has been really smooth, and I'm just looking forward to the bigger and better things in the coaching department.
Yeah, so what level of coaching certificate have you got now?
I just did level 2 coaching course, the JFF level 2 coaching course, as well as a futsal coaching course. Just ended.
So are you intending on taking this coaching to a different level in terms of qualification?
Definitely, definitely. I'm in this to stay, and football is my life, and this is just another part of giving back to the sport.
So what about going overseas to get more experience as well?
Definitely, that's in the pipeline. I'm just taking it one day at a time, and learning my trade from other coaches as well.
What does it feel like being on the sideline instead of being on the field?
As I said, it's something that I've grown to get used to. But sometimes I really feel like I should still be playing. I'm just 35 years old. I still feel I have some more to offer in terms of playing, but for the time being, I'm just concentrating on the coaching right now.
But at times, on that sideline, when things are not going right, it must feel as if you want to put on those boots and go out there and play.
Well, definitely, definitely. I still play. I play for Newland FC in the Major League, St. Catherine Major League. So I still play football. But sometimes I'm on the sideline at Harbour View, just sometimes the feeling get back to me in terms of wanting to play and wanting to go there and help my team score goals and win games.
How has it been working with Bibi Gardner, Ian Buddhist, all those other players that play within your area and now is coaching there?
It's been a dream to be working. In the past we were players together, and now we're coaches together, and it's been a dream come true. So I just relish in the moment right now. Really.
Rosario, you were really a prolific schoolboy footballer in 2007. This transition from the schoolboy level to the Premier League, how has it been? And what improvements have you seen over the years?
Well, the transition from schoolboy to the Premier League was not easy because you're not playing within your age group. Again, you're playing with much more older players and more experienced players. So in order to be on top, you have to work hard, train hard, just to be on top with the other quality players.
In terms of clubs that you have played for, I remember in 2007 you made an attempt to play for Portmore and it did not work out. How did you feel at that time?
Well, I went there when I was about 17 plus, when 18. Started to train, but it did not work out. I went there back the next time. It feel a way for me knowing that I'm a quality player, and they turned me down. I went back there and they signed me the following year.
How did they get back in contact with you to ensure that you became a part of that club?
Actually, I was doing well in schoolboy, and Jeffrey Hariott, the coach at Rosario, see me and said I'm supposed to come back. So I went there, started playing my first game, 121 game score, having a good season, and then just move on from there.
We know Portmore got the drop la 2 years ago,
Yeah.
but how did you end up at Harbour View? one of their fierce rivals.
Well, most people was wondering why do I need to go to a rival club and sport more. Yeah. So because I did not want to play major league, I decided I want to stay in the Premier League so I can offer myself a call for a national team same way. So I decided to just make the transition from Portland to Harbour View.
And do you see yourself, now that you have gotten a chance in the national team, as being a regular member of the national team?
Yeah, I see myself. I just have to work hard, play well in the local league, and see whatever contract may come my way.
Is there any part of your game that you think you need to develop?
Yeah, I need to work on my defending part of game. Sometimes I might lapse, but I'm working on it.
Originally, you weren't a defender, right?
No,
You were a
central
skillful central midfielder who used to turn defenders in and out. How has that part of your former game helped you in your attacking play as a wing back?
It has helped me a lot because I used to attacking players, used to attacking defenders, at least, and it helped me a lot. It helped me a lot.
What would you say to young upcoming footballers that what they need to do to ensure that they transit properly into the top league in Jamaica and into the national team?
I say a proper mentor around them, work hard, and most of all, take your education serious so you can move to the next level.
As I speak about education, this is something that we find in Jamaica, to both of you, right? Where we realize that persons, they start playing football, they forget about their education. We watch matches across the world, and if you should check the profile of these players across the world, you'll realize that they have their first degree, their masters, and so on. What is it that with Jamaican players, I think, why they do not continue and move to that level where they don't just play football, but they make sure they complete their education?
Society, I think that plays a big role in terms of getting a good education. The finances is really not here, and sometimes parents find it hard to send their kids to high school or college. After high school is just hit that. So overseas it's more opportunity, it's less opportunity here, but education is the key thing.
Would you put some of the blame at the clubs who do not ensure that they go on with their education?
No, not at all. The emphasis would be on parents and family in terms of getting their kids and family educated enough. So I wouldn't put the blame on the clubs.
Rosario?
Well, I totally agree with Fabian because that is so true because you cannot put the blame on clubs that are not solely responsible for your growth from a toddler going forward to a teenager. So I must say the families are supposed to put plans forward for their kids so that they can make that transition from high school to college.
But doesn't it come back down to mentoring and showing them the pathway that they can take to ensure that they get the education?
Yes, it does come down to that because if you don't have a good parent around you to guide you in the direction that he or she wants you to go, you won't go. Maybe you're going to just get caught up with peer pressure, your friends telling you what to do, hey, come and play some ball, don't go to school or whatsoever.
All right, it was nice speaking to both of you. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.